Howdy folks, it's the Creepy Kentuckian here with you from Dead Pit Radio. Today, we are checking out a brand new release from our good buddies over at Arrow Video, who are always surprising us with some of these releases from the past. Sometimes movies that I've missed, sometimes movies that I haven't seen in decades, and sometimes classics. This particular release, we're going back to the revenge genre, or vigilante films is what they call it. This is from 1982, directed by Lewis Teague, who has done a variety of genre horror films and stuff like that. Just a little bit of everything, actually. He's got a gigantic filmography. He directed this. This one is starring Tom Skerritt, which I thought was pretty interesting. And much like a lot of revenge films of the time, definitely very violent and everything. So I guess the revenge vigilante thing started hardcore, in the mid-70s. You had movies like Walking Tall and Death Wish, and even Foxy Brown. Those were pretty huge cult hits, and that led to the genre kind of exploding. Tons of copycat movies and movies inspired by whatever you want to say throughout the 70s on into the mid-1980s. The movie we're talking about today from 82, though, Fighting Back, is kind of sandwiched in between that time period and was a movie that I had never seen before. So this is a first-time viewing for the Creepy Kentuckian. I was excited to check it out because typically I love every movie like this. Very rarely is there a revenge picture that I'm just not into or don't like. So I try to check out all these when I get the chance. And today we're taking a look at the new Blu-ray edition from Arrow Video, Fighting Back. In the film Fighting Back, Tom Skerritt stars as John D'Angelo, who runs a small grocery store in Philadelphia where crime is high and very little is done about it by the law enforcement in the area. 15 minutes into the movie, John's wife is run down. His son and mother were nearly killed in a robbery attempt at a pharmacy, and John has had enough. So instead of moving out of the area, he's like, hey, this is my town, boss. John decides to organize a neighborhood patrol with other neighbors and members of the community to kind of keep an eye out and help the law enforcement. Just as the patrol's starting up, John's family gets almost singled out, if you will, in the community. Racism is accused, and at times it seems like the patrol is doing more harm than good. The drug dealers in the area are not pleased and are kind of upping the ante a little bit, and it's kind of anything goes, balls to the wall, action, gore, shoot 'em up, bloodbath, fighting. There's lots of violence in this movie and everything, and that is Fighting Back. It's like a 95-minute movie. Fighting Back is. It's entertaining throughout the entire movie. There are some things in the movie that's done, in particular to John's mother, that's very, you do not see that in movies typically, even from that time period. And it's kind of disturbing. This movie is, I would say this movie's more middle of the road than anything else. It's a good movie and everything, but it's definitely not one that, in that genre, you would put it up, on a certain level. Definitely movies like Vigilante, Death Wish, stuff like that, do it much better than Fighting Back. But still, if you're a fan of this subgenre of cult movies, this is one that you will want to check out. The picture quality on this Blu-ray is fantastic, man. It looks great. Better than the movie has ever looked. There are some extra features on there, theatrical trailer, radio spots. There is an interview with the director Lewis Teague, who everyone familiar with, some of his movies, Alligator, Cat's Eye, Cujo is one of the big ones that he did back in the day. Amongst others, worked with Alfred Hitchcock, I think, as well. So he's done quite a bit of stuff over the years, and this was a movie of his that I had never seen. We had actually interviewed Lewis Teague years and years ago. Great guy, great filmmaker. That is Fighting Back. It is out now from our good friends over at Arrow Video. Check it out and check us out. We're over at deadpits.com. Give us the thumbs up.
Up your butt.
Like, subscribe. And if you subscribe, here's something else you can do. Once you subscribe, you can click the bell notification, right? And it'll notify you anytime that Dead Pit puts up new shit.
Or don't. I really don't give a if you do.
I want you to. I want you to.
I don't care.
Let's keep our community growing here on YouTube.
I don't like it. I don't want you to do nothing.
Listen, they need to do that, pal.
No, don't you dare touch it.
Thumbs up. Subscribe. And click that bell.
There's all kinds of wonderful shirts over at shop.deadpit.com. Simply the best horror shirts. On TeePublic, there are others, but they all suck. You can get some Dead Pit Radio shirts. You can get Last South on the Left. The Hills Have Eyes. Texas Chainsaw. Oh, wait, you can't say Texas Chainsaw. All kinds of shirts, folks. You're gonna love them. Shop.deadpit.com.
Thank you to all of our supporters on Patreon. Dead Pit on Patreon.com is the only place to check out a complete archive of the old Dead Pit radio shows all the way back from 2005 on, in addition to the midweek shows, fan commentaries, exclusive podcasts, and much more. Dead Pit on Patreon.com if you're interested. Tiers start at only $1.